What's up, everybody? It's Larry with Yunique Medical, and I'm here with one of my clients, Mike. And Mike's got a great story because he actually did the work that we talked about, and he corrected his mindset, which is very important when people come to me. So I really want him to share his story and his example of kind of where you came from and where you're at now and the goals that you've accomplished.
Yeah.
So do me a favor, let's hear about it. So remind me, why did you come see me, and how were you feeling, and what did you want to accomplish?
The main reason was when I came to see you initially was I was just tired. I wanted to take naps in the middle of the day, and just not the energy levels that every year it just got a little bit more depleted. So that was my main focus, and then you were explaining all these things that can happen from we get your levels to a different point, and let's make it all work for yourself. But the first round, I thought, like I think a lot of the folks feel, I think they feel like this is gonna be some miracle. And it is when it comes to the energy you have more energy, but what can you really do? And I never tapped into that.
Right.
So when I came back to go for the second round, it basically was like, you said, well, let's go through the blood work, and you just made a point to let me know I was borderline diabetic. So you don't want to get to that point, because then you're to the point of no return with that, and you're going to be taking medications that you don't want to take and all this. So it kicked into my thoughts that it's time. I always was concentrating on everything else but Mike. So yeah. So it's time for me to think more about me, and I've got to be around for a good bit to get, and our twins are just teenagers, and to get them through college, and so those things hit my thought process. So what I did is I tried the keto you suggested. That's a tough one. So I did that pretty good for about 2 months, and then I just went to make it easier. I just went to the no carb. So basically no rice, no pasta, no bread. And then it's really what I didn't have. I had, in 149 days, I've had no chocolate. I've had no ice cream. And I really want some.
Of course.
But I haven't had any. And then I enjoy a good bourbon. And you were explaining to me the bourbons and rums turn straight to sugar. You asked me what I mixed it with, and I did a splash of Coke. Haven't had bourbon or Coke in 149 days. But there are options. So I do have maybe a martini, vodkas, and then the olives. When you start studying all this, you're like, okay, well, that's no carb. Olives are no carb. I like olives. So that's kind of the weekend regimen. I'll have maybe a martini, but during the week it's very little, if anything. And then my workouts, I do 45 minutes on an elliptical machine, and then I do a pretty good sit-up workout. And so I've gone down 7 belt loops.
7. Show me.
Yeah, and I do high rep, low weight. So when the weight comes off, I don't want to be flabby. So I've been, I don't need to be the big workout guy, but I want to make sure that I'm toned.
Right.
So I've been doing the lightweight, high rep, and then I swim every day, and that stretches out. I do lunge walks in the pool, so it doesn't compromise joints, and I won't hurt myself. Because all I need to do is, if I get hurt, then I can set myself back.
Correct. So
when you're really not in the greatest shape, the pool is a great way to do it, because you're able to stretch out your lower body, swim, get your chest and everything else flexible. Breaststroke is what I do, and then I do my sit-ups right by the pool. So what I did is, when you start to get to that point, I was so my first 20 pounds down, and then I got the next 20 pounds down. My mindset was, I got to remember how I ever got there. So it kind of sounds silly, but I would walk around my house for a good maybe 5 minutes with a 20-pound weight in my hand. And then when I got 40 pounds lost, I would walk around, I would go get my coffee and I'd be walking around with 2 20-pound dumbbells.
Kind of as a reminder of where you were, right?
Of where I was.
Yeah, that's awesome.
So that kind of, brought me to that point. So the victories are, I just feel better, I have more energy, and, my kids noticed.
Yeah.
And that's cool. They're like, Dad, my daughter showed me this picture of me, not that anyone's counting, but 149 days ago, I was a different guy. And so I'm the same guy, but I looked way different and was just not as healthy as I needed to be. And she's excited for me. So I was like, well, that's awfully cool.
Yeah.
So, my son.
I just got the chills.
Yeah.
I kid you not. Yeah.
Yeah. So.
That's awesome, man. And his story is the exact path that we always strive for. And he says, what we've done is we've done hormone insertions, pellet insertions,
Right.
to be specific. And I've worked a lot with his mind and trying to talk about his body. But rarely would I say someone actually puts in the work. So this is a classic example of when somebody does it, it will change your life. And that's always what I'm preaching to people, is they just gotta do it. I can only take you so far.
That's it.
But you gotta do the rest of it. And if it's
rest
done, you're down how much weight total?
60 pounds.
60 pounds, 7 belt loops.
7 belt loops.
And different with his family and his home. It doesn't get more impactful than that right there, man.
Right.
All right, I appreciate the conversation. Thank you for sharing your story.
Oh, you're welcome. Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Yeah.
Get out there and get optimized, everybody.